costs will no longer be an impediment for those pursuing higher education. The Metro Go Pass is a program that will allow college students to use Metro for free, making it the largest free transit pass in America. Check it out.
Today, America's largest county says that we will have the largest free transit pass in America.
Today we get to announce the extension of a terrific program, the Go Pass program, to help students use Metro for free.
It's very helpful because I don't have to worry about the burden of paying to get to college while I'm higher in my education. I don't have to worry about sitting in traffic. I don't have to worry about parking. I can just get to school, and that's like the least of my worries is how I'm getting to school.
I think one of the most important things is that a lot of students don't realize it started from a grassroots organization with students. And we partnered with the LA Metro community. And by creating like that task force back in 2021, we're able to get the Go Pass program because it's actually relatively new. And it's also really easy to get. You just go into your office at your school and they'll give it to you if you just provide a little bit of information.
Don't let the fact that you don't have a car or you can't afford transportation hold you back from completing an education. We can help you get here. You just need to reach out to us and we can help you figure out how to get here. Students don't need to be enrolled full-time, they just need to be enrolled in something, and they qualify automatically when they enroll for a class or when they fill out their enrollment application, they qualify for the Metro Go Pass.
It's an absolutely terrific program. The cost of transportation is actually one of the biggest expenses for students pursuing higher education. So having Senator Feinstein, the mayor's office, and LA Metro figure out how to remove that barrier for students is absolutely amazing.
I'm just so thankful for the city officials and for everybody that allows this to happen because it's really good and I'm really thankful for it.
Stick around to hear the stories we have coming up centered around other ways the city is helping Angelenos in need. The Los Angeles Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force recently conducted Operation Protect the Innocent to arrest and prevent child predators from hiding in the dark. Through different initiatives, the LAPD seeks to make the internet a safe place for kids to learn, play games, and talk to friends.
The Los Angeles Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force conducted Operation Protect the Innocent. LA ICAC Task Force encompasses 5 counties, which is Los Angeles, Orange, San Bernardino, Santa Barbara, and Ventura. So we put this operation together so that these child predators know that they cannot hide in the dark anymore. And we were able to arrest 141. Our goal at the LA ICAC Task Force is to protect our children. They're the most vulnerable victims that we have in society, and we as law enforcement want to make sure that they're safe to go on the internet, to play games, to talk to friends via social media.
But also, given the enormity of it, is to talk to parents and caregivers about the importance of educating themselves as well as their children about this challenge, about this danger that exists on the internet.
You know, I'm also a parent, and I think it's extremely important that you communicate with your children and you understand what social media apps they're on. Parents need to know what these applications are and what the dangers can be. A lot of kids have fun with it. They have their friends, there's filters, but there's a lot of predators out there that are posing as children and soliciting unspeakable images from these children.
You can go to, we talked today about NetSmart. It's a website that parents can go to. There's a NetSmart for kids that have gamified this so that children can learn through a storyboard that's age appropriate, how to be on the lookout for people that are lying in wait for them and trying to prey upon them. So today was both education, awareness, and just drawing continued attention to this ongoing threat to our safety of our children. So people who have been victimized by this or have information about individuals who are preying upon others, they can do so by going anonymously to Crime Stoppers, and it's an online website. There's a number as well that they can call. But we also encourage them to identify themselves, and we will do everything possible to protect their identity so that we can work in earnest together. This is a shared responsibility. And while we recognize there can be hesitancy in dealing with law enforcement from time to time, we need to work together to protect our children. They depend on adults. They need adults to step forward, and this is not a time in which to shirk away from that responsibility.
USC was recently home to the 16th Annual Sustainability Summit, a chance for policymakers and academic experts to talk about best practices. Council member Paul Krikorian and Los Angeles World Airport Samantha Bricker discussed electrification as well as how to overcome constraints to attain a more sustainable future.
We're here today at the University of Southern California, and we're just a short drive down the road from City Hall. And yet, policymakers in City Hall and academic experts at USC very rarely get an opportunity to really talk to each other about best practices and how we implement best practices for the future.
What we're all doing now to really encourage the electrification of vehicles, the electrification of transportation, everything from ports to airports, to what the private sector is doing to really encourage EV usage in the city of LA, showcasing what we can do if we work together collaboratively, what we can do if we have some vision, and how to overcome constraints and hurdles to get things done to really make a better future for sustainability and obviously for the communities of Los Angeles.
The Los Angeles Business Council is really one of the leading business organizations probably in the country in recognizing the connection between protecting the environment and enhancing our local economy.
These type of summits are fantastic for agency people, for private sector. Really helps us to understand what's on the horizon, what people are doing, and what we should aspire to.
The Breezy Community Center was a recipient of $2.25 million from Council District 13 and the Community Investment for Families Department. With these funds, the center will be able to increase the reach of the help and resources that benefit those in the community who are most at risk. Let's hear this story.
We're here today at Breezy to announce a historic investment to support the work of the Breezy Foundation and the youth and the families that they serve.
We're supporting the Breezy Foundation with $2.25 million for a lot of the services they offer to the community. This is one of the most underserved communities in Council District 13. A lot of the families and students have a great need, whether it be, again, through job training, for scholarships, ESL, getting their citizenship as well.
This investment is significant because it does continue to increase the resources and the reach of Breezy to serve even more people. We have a challenge in the city with poverty. We have approximately 650,000 Angelenos who are at the brink of becoming homeless potentially. They are impacted economically, and so these resources will allow Breezy to reach even a greater number of people.
You're not gonna know what's available for you if you don't really just take the leap. Sometimes that's what it requires, because you can't expect opportunities to come to you. It's up to you to go look for them, and you have to be able to trust in yourself and know that even if you fail, you were brave enough to take that step, and you're able to find more opportunities not only for yourself, but you can discover something that you didn't know was possible.
Upgrades to city transit shelters have been approved. LA Sanitation releases its first ever circular textile report, and Council President Martinez pushes forward legislation in support of Prop 1. These stories up next on City Beat.
The LA City Council approved a contract for the city's sidewalk and transit amenities program that aims to install 3,000 transit stop shelters. In a 12-to-1 vote, Transito Vector was selected to install, upgrade, and maintain transit shelters, which will include digital ads and arrival times signage. The program's goal is for 75% of bus riders in each council district to have access to shelters prioritizing areas of high ridership and heat exposure. For more information on the Sidewalk and Transit Amenities Program, visit streetsla.lacity.org/STAP. LA Sanitation and Environment has released its first ever circular textile report addressing the issue of textile scraps in landfills. The study analyzed the feasibility of collecting and repurposing textiles, noting the majority of waste comes from hospitality textiles and commercial fabrics. LA Sand's next planned steps include outreach and education promoting textile waste reduction, an app for reuse options, and textile recovery sites. The report aligns with the city's Green New Deal and was in collaboration with the Goldhirsch Foundation and the California Product Stewardship Council. For more information regarding the city's textile reuse efforts, visit lacitysand.org/LAindustry. Council President Nury Martinez put forward legislation to support Proposition 1, a November ballot initiative regarding abortion access. Prop 1 would amend the California state constitution to prohibit the state from denying or interfering with personal choices related to reproductive care. Martinez noted that the city is working on legislation planning for a possible increase in reproductive health care needs from people outside of California. For more information on items being considered by the LA City Council, visit lacity.gov.
Did you know that the color teal is representative of ovarian cancer awareness? In order to raise knowledge about this disease, LA City Hall and the LAX pylons were lit up in this color. This new collaboration between the city and the Ovarian Cancer Circle will protect women by educating and continuing research for better detection, treatment, and hopefully a cure.
Today we're here through the amazing effort by the Los Angeles City and 5 council members who have invited us to come and raise awareness, talk about this important topic that's ovarian cancer. Through this collaborative effort with the city, we are going to be lighting City Hall and the LAX pylons in the color teal, which is the color of ovarian cancer. Hopefully we can raise awareness, educate more women, we can increase funding for research, and ultimately provide better outcomes for patients who are diagnosed with ovarian cancer.
We're here with the incredible women of the Ovarian Cancer Circle, and we're here to educate about ovarian cancer. It has impacted our lives in so many different ways, and I know that for me personally, it's impacted me because I lost my mother at a very, very young age, at the age of 54, to ovarian cancer. And we have lost so many young women, and I think it's so important that we do everything within our power to support these incredible women. And we're here to implore those who hold positions of political power, especially at the federal level, because these are the mothers, these are the wives, these are the sisters and the next door neighbors and the co-workers of those individuals who hold political power in Washington, D.C. Exercise that political power to protect the women who we love so dearly in our lives.
I founded the Circle in 2011, so this will be our 12th year. I actually started it to honor the memory of my daughter Robin, who lost her life to ovarian cancer at 20. So I knew nothing about ovarian cancer. We didn't know the right questions to ask, so I decided I had to make a difference, and I had to keep her memory alive.
The challenge with ovarian cancer is that the signs and symptoms can actually be somewhat subtle. And many women actually don't know about those signs and symptoms. And also physicians sometimes are not cued and don't think about the possibility of diagnosis of ovarian cancer. So unfortunately, the vast majority of women, when they're diagnosed with ovarian cancer, the cancer is disseminated at stages 3 and 4. And that is the problem that we are trying to solve through our research.
I have made it my passion and my commitment to educate and save women's lives, because if you know the symptoms and you know the correct questions to ask when you go to your gynecologic oncologist, you will have a better chance of surviving the disease. And I'm so thrilled to say we have raised $1 million, and it's all for research, for better detection, for treatments, and hopefully at some point a cure for ovarian cancer.
Later in the program, we'll learn about a historic site which provided women a safe home and a place to help them advance in society. Did you know that September is Hispanic Heritage Month and also Deaf Awareness Month? To observe both, Deaf Latinos y Familias and the City of LA held the second Deaf Latinos Expo. A great turnout of both vendors and attendees allowed everyone to connect and bridge the gap between the deaf and hearing communities.
This is new to our list of events this year. Deaf Latinos y Familias has hosted this once in the past. Deaf Awareness Month happens also in September, and so we felt that it was only appropriate that in the City of Angels, with Latinos everywhere, to really commemorate both the groups and play with the intersectionality that happens here. And clearly, it's worked out. So we're happy with the turnout that we have today.
We all want to be able to go somewhere and be able to communicate with someone. And bringing everyone out here today to bring that awareness and to show them that, hey, you know what? I want to learn sign language just to say hi to someone down the street. That's what we're here for. Bring awareness to our deaf Latino communities. We have deaf vendors that are here.
So I'm here really to show you that I am deaf and that all members in the deaf community can. Whatever it is, they can do it. We can all help each other, support each other, and really we can do anything a hearing person can do.
Oh yeah, I think it is beneficial, so beneficial. Not only the impact that it has on the deaf community, but on the hearing community as well, and that connection that's built between the two.
What was formerly Bailey Street will now be known as Vicente Fernandez Street. Councilmember Kevin De Leon spoke about the significance of renaming a street that honors the king of ranchera, his legacy, and how it represents the LA Hispanic community at large. Check it out.
Gracias.
Today we're celebrating the renaming of Bailey Street Vicente Fernandez. And a lot of folks don't know who Vicente Fernandez is. And what I say to folks is think Frank Sinatra. And when you know who Frank Sinatra is, you know what he meant to so many Americans. That's what Vicente Fernandez, meant to so many Mexicans, so many Central Americans, so many Latinos from all over the Americas, but especially here in LA.
Vicente Fernandez music is sung at weddings, at birthdays, at quinceañeras. It's sung at the milestones of people's lives.
It's a great privilege seeing the heart welcoming from Boyle Heights. As long as y'all don't stop clapping, Suchete is not going to stop singing. His crowd was everything to him.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Vicente Fernandez Street.
Si pudiera estrecharte, sería tan dichoso.
Vicente les dio todo su amor, ustedes también se lo regalaron.
With over 53% of the police workforce identifying as Hispanic, the LAPD headquarters held an event to observe Hispanic Heritage Month. To highlight the importance of diversity and representation, many LAPD officers gathered to enjoy live music and food while remembering the contributions and progress achieved by Hispanic officers in the past.
I am honored to be here today in collaboration with our department and our city family to formally celebrate the commencement of Hispanic Heritage Month.
We are all here to celebrate an incredible month in which we celebrate the heritage of this Latino city, this Hispanic city. I often say, obviously, the original inhabitants here, whose first village was just across the street, kind of where City Hall is today, the Tongva, then were joined by Spanish subjects who were white and black and brown and every shade in between, but they all spoke Spanish.
Hispanic personnel make up over 53% of our sworn workforce. Our demographics certainly reflect the diverse communities that we protect and serve. This would not have been possible without those before us that laid the framework, notably people like Officer Josephine Serrano, who became the first Mexican policewoman in 1946.
Hermoso cariño, ya estoy como un niño con nuevos juguetes.
This month, as people have said, spans September 15th through October 15th, spans Hispanic Heritage Month, and we are very proud to be part of that and to have this celebration here. The city and the department host a variety of heritage events throughout the year, and with each, including this one, we are given a chance to uplift the community, to remember the challenges that it faced, to recognize the challenges that it still faced, and most importantly, to move forward towards a community that everyone has a seat at the table.
This week, in our ongoing series celebrating the 60th anniversary of the LA Cultural Heritage Commission, we visit Morgan House. Designed by Julia Morgan, the first woman architect in California, it was home to the Young Women Christian Association. This house is significant for its architectural style as well as the architect who designed it. Let's hear the story.
We are at the YWCA in San Pedro, California. YWCA is the oldest women's organization in the country. This particular YWCA has been in the Morgan House since its inception, pretty much, since 1858. And it's important because it was designed by the first woman architect, Julia Morgan, back in 1917. And it was designed really for women who were coming here after the war to the port area to work in the canneries and somewhere safe for them to live and be part of the community.
This is significant because of the architectural style, which is craftsman style. It's a board and batten building. And it's significant as well for the architect who designed it. Her name was Julia Morgan. She was one of the first students at the University of California in Berkeley. And she was very, very talented. And evidently, Ms. Morgan was a good enough architect that she was commissioned to design many YWCAs.
Over 100 years, this agency has grown to help the neighborhood and the community with the needs that are needed on the day. It wasn't just a generation ago where women needed permission to have their own credit cards, their maternity leave, and things that we take for granted today. We have advocated for those things since 1858. So when we continue to do so, we help and empower women and their families. So we help with access to things that the people need in our neighborhood, and it's always hard to explain or advocate for ourselves what we do. We're not hornblowers or tell people what we're doing every day, but we are helping our community with childcare, mammograms, food distribution, computer classes, and all the things that they need to be sustainable.
There are many landmarks that relate to cultural history, and there are a few that relate to women's history, and that's why this is so significant. We encourage the community to come forward with nominations for historic cultural monuments. The Cultural Heritage Commission cannot go out and make nominations for potential landmarks. It is the community. It is people who live in neighborhoods who are aware of what they have, who we encourage to nominate properties.
Importantly, what happens in the Morgan House in Little San Pedro is extremely significant because this neighborhood has relied on the resources of this building, and it might look very unobtrusive from the front and don't really know what it is, but when people have nowhere else to go, we're their last resort, and we're very proud to continue to do that.
Enjoy a marionette show on the lawn of Hollyhock House. Attend a free masterclass and performance with Big Chief Shaka Zulu, or celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day at Grand Park. All this up next on Things to Do.
The historic Frank Lloyd Wright's Hollyhock House was recently reopened, and lots of fun and engaging family activities are taking place there, like the Bob Baker Marionette Theater. The Saturday morning with Marionettes on the Lawn show will delight kids and adults alike. But the fun doesn't end with the performance, because there will be a family craft activity taking place simultaneously. This family-friendly performance has a free ticketless entry for everyone and will take place on the West Lawn in Barnsdall Art Park on Saturday, October 8th at 10 a.m. For more information, visit hollyhockhouse.org. Are you curious to learn about a cultural tradition that is an integral part of American history? The William Grant Still Art Center is presenting a masterclass with the 2022 National Heritage Fellow recipient, Big Chief Shaka Zulu, followed by a live Nouveau Afro performance. Participants of the masterclass will learn about the costuming tradition of the Yellow Pocahontas tribe, as well as the live cultural and musical practice of free Black people in the USA. The performance that follows will feature the Afro Fusion Project with Big Chief Shaka Zulu and Marcus L. Miller. Both the Big Chief Shaka Zulu Masterclass and Live Nouveau Afro performance are free and open to all people. They will take place at the William Grant Still Art Center on Saturday, October 8th, with a masterclass happening at 2 p.m. and the live performance at 7 p.m. For more information and to register, visit culturela.org/events. Every October since 2018, the City of Los Angeles has officially celebrated Indigenous Peoples Day, which happens on the first Monday of this month. It was in August of 2017 when, alongside hundreds of local Native American leaders and community members in attendance, the City Council approved an initiative to officially create Indigenous Peoples Day. This year, Council District 13, which spearheaded this initiative, will be holding an event for everyone to come together and honor an important part of our community and history at Grand Park next to LA City Hall on Monday, October 10th at 4 p.m. For more details about the activities and events taking place to celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day, visit cd13.lacity.org. And that's a look at some things to do.
And that's it for this edition. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thank you so much for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacityview.org, and we're also on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.
Ever notice how we no longer focus our attention on one thing at a time? We don't just walk or even just drive. We focus on so many different objects we don't notice the dangers ahead of us. We're a distracted society. We're blind to the importance of being safe, to the things that really matter. Blind to the things that could actually save our life. We're blind to everything surrounding us. Be aware, move with care, watch the road.
Okay, good morning, members. If I can have everyone sit down so we can begin our meeting this morning. Members, if I can please ask you to sit down so we can begin our meeting. Thank you. Good morning and welcome to the Los Angeles City Council. Today is Friday, September 30th. I'm Nuria Martinez, the President of the City Council. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Blumenfield.
Blumenfield present. Bonin. Absent. Buscaino.
Here.
Cedillo. Absent. De Leon. Absent. Harris Dawson.
Present.
Hutt.
Here.
Koretz. Kirkorian.
Here.
Lee. Absent. Martinez.
Present.
O'Farrell.
Present.
Price. Absent. Rahman.
Here.
Rodriguez.
Here.
10 members present and a quorum, Madam President.
First order of business.
Approval of the minutes of September 28, 2022.
Mr. Krikorian moves and Mr. Harris Dawson seconds. Next.
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
Mr. Buscaino moves and Ms. Hunt seconds. Next.
Madam President, items 1 through 8 are items for which public hearings have been held. Items 9 through 18 are items for which public hearings have not been held. There is a technical correction on item 16. The addresses should be 8134 and 8146 Van Nuys Boulevard. 10 votes are required for consideration.
Okay, without objection, those items are before us, members. You wish to call any of these items special? Any specials, Mr. Buscaino?
13. Item 13, please.
I'm sorry, 13 special for what?
I'd like to make a motion.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the council adopt the ballot resolution to order a referendary vote on ordinance number 187566 regarding a minimum wage for employees working at certain health care facilities, and place the ballot measure on the March 5th, 2024 primary election ballot. Thank you,
Second by Mr. Blumenfield.
Thank you.
Any others, Mr. Buscaino?
That's all I have, Madam President.
Thank you, Ms. Rahman.
I just had I wanted to call item 4 for just brief questions.
Okay, item 4 for Ms. Rahman. Are there any others?
Thank you.
Mr. Koretz?
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to call item 5 special for comments and item 8 special for comments and an amendment.
Is your amendment ready to read into the record?
I don't believe it is quite yet, but as soon as we have it, I'll forward it to you.
Okay, so there is an amendment that you want to introduce on item number 6. Is that correct? I'm sorry,
Item number 8.
Item number 8.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. O'Farrell?
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to call item 2 special for comments.
Okay, are there any other specials, members? See no other member on the queue. Madam Clerk, which are the available items for us to vote on?
The council may now vote on item 1, 3, and 6 through 7.
Okay, let's go ahead and open the roll on those items. Please open the roll on these comments, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
Mr. Koretz, if you're not ready with your amendment on item number 8, I'm just going to ask you to circulate it as soon as you can. Members, we have a number of presentations, so we're going to go on to Mr. Krikorian, who has a presentation. Sir, you want to come on up?
Thank you very much, Madam President. Members, in the closing days of the Cold War, the free world drew inspiration from ship workers in Poland, from the people of Lithuania who were standing up against Soviet oppression. And at the same time, a group of the indigenous Armenian people of the ancient Armenian land of Artsakh stood up with great courage and demanded their independence from Soviet oppression and their independence from the domination of the Soviet Republic of Azerbaijan, in which they had been thrust by Stalin years ago. And it was that effort to stand up and demand their independence that very much accelerated the end of the Soviet Union and the end of the Cold War. And so very much like the patriots who stood up in the 13 colonies against the oppression of Great Britain, when our country was born, the brave people of Artsakh stood up and demanded their independence, formed a democratic country, and really helped to change the world. And since the very first days of their existence, the Republic of Artsakh has been under threat by the Azerbaijanis, who have continued to threaten their very existence, continued to threaten genocide against the people of Artsakh, continued to threaten to wipe this democratic republic off the earth. And courageously, they have, against all odds, continued to thrive and survive. And this city council, I'm proud to say, has for many, many years stood in strong support of the people of Artsakh. Back as early as 2013, almost a decade ago, this council voted to recognize the sovereignty and independence of the Republic of Artsakh. And that effort then led the state of California to do the same, and legislatures across the country. In 2013, Mr. Blumenfield and I visited Artsakh, and this council declared a friendship city relationship between Los Angeles and the small city of Shushi, the cultural heart and soul of Artsakh. And Mr. Blumenfield and I were honored to be able to dedicate the Los Angeles Shushi Friendship Park in the middle of Shushi. And time and again, we have stood up in support of the people of Artsakh. Well, sadly, 2 years ago, almost exactly 2 years ago, Azerbaijan violated all international norms and invaded the Republic of Artsakh, captured a significant amount of its territory, including the very park that Mr. Blumenfield and I dedicated, which has now been destroyed by Azerbaijani troops who've captured this territory. Rather than continuing to engage in international dialogue for a permanent peace, the dictator of Azerbaijan has devoted himself to force, to war crimes, to using white phosphorus, to dropping cluster bombs on civilian targets in Artsakh. And the people of this city council stood up with so many other leaders of our state and our federal government on the steps of City Hall as that war was happening 2 years ago, and we again reconfirmed our commitment to the people of Artsakh. And one of those people is our State Assembly member, Adrian Nazarian, who is here with us today, and I want to recognize him and the other state and federal representatives that joined us on the steps of City Hall. As we were doing that, people were in bomb shelters in Stepanakert watching us on live stream. We were getting messages as the bombs were falling on Artsakh. We were getting messages about how much it meant to the people who were on the front lines and the civilians who were being targeted, that this council of the second largest city in America was standing up in support of the people of Artsakh. And so I want to thank you, members all, for your strong support. And that support that is needed now as much as ever. Because as you know, just over the last few weeks, Azerbaijan has resumed its violent expansionism and even invaded the territory of the Republic of Armenia itself, while continuing to threaten the very existence of Artsakh. So at a time like this, it's especially important that this council continue to stay strong in support of this small democratic nation, a democratic nation that really should be an inspiration for people throughout the world. And I'm very pleased that today we're honored to have representatives of that government who are here. We have with us the Foreign Minister of the Republic of Artsakh, David Babayan, the permanent representative of the Artsakh Republic to the United States, Robert Avedisian, and the Deputy Minister of Education, Youth, and Culture of the Republic of Artsakh, Lernik Hovanesyan. And I'd like to welcome them, and if they'd like to come to the Foreign Minister Babayan, welcome to the Los Angeles City Council chambers.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor and privilege to be here, to be with friends and brothers who have been supporting the Republic of Artsakh, my people, for so many years. It is the best manifestation of freedom and dedication to universal values and rights. Because when a prosperous, great city and state supports a people in need without any material gain, without any economic calculations, it is something which is beyond any, ordinary approaches. It is from the heart and soul. We thank you very much for this genuine approach, for this kind approach. Los Angeles is one of the most important international global hubs. And I am very proud that in this global hub, the Armenian community itself is also one of the hubs of this global hub. I would like to thank the leadership of California and the city of Los Angeles for such attitude, which is also a sign of friendship, true friendship. Los Angeles, the city of angels, as our beloved Mr. Kerkorian mentioned, had a sister town agreement with Shushi, which is a town of angels, because angel is a symbol of that town, now ruined and destroyed by Azerbaijan. This is also a very symbolic sign that these two entities, the greatest city and the small city of angels, had this agreement. I am very proud to see all of you here, because we indeed need friends. Our state is facing existential threats, but we are not only struggling for our future, for the lives of our children, we are also on the front line of the struggle between democracy and totalitarian regimes, between kind and evil. Our victory will be the victory of justice. It will be your victory too. We are not going to surrender to autocracy, surrender to totalitarian and dictatorship governments like Azerbaijan. Artsakh will be never part of that entity. I think if this happens, it will be one of the strongest political, moral, psychological, and ideological defeats of democracy. And all of you are people who fight also for democracy. Every day you adopt laws, you adopt different resolutions to develop the city, to help people in need. And also never forget about entities and people who struggle for their future. Thank you very much. It's indeed a great pleasure and honor. And we think that great powers should pay attention to small and just countries. If they don't do that, they will face great problems in the future. So, brothers and sisters, I would like to address you like this, because here we see that we are home and we are surrounded by care, by respect. I would wish the city of Los Angeles and California, all of you and each of you, personal happiness, all the best, and continue with the same, principle, stance, and dedication to universal human values, to the principles of brotherhood and kindness. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. O'Farrell?
Thank you, Madam President. And I'd like to echo the words of my good friend and colleague, Paul Krikorian, and thank him for his leadership on all these issues. I have the great honor and privilege of representing one of the most incredible neighborhoods in the city of Los Angeles in the 13th District, and that is the community of Little Armenia, which is an amazing place with amazing people that we work with day in and day out, and it's one of the greatest privileges of me serving on this Los Angeles City Council. I want to welcome you, Mr. Babayan, and the delegation, and your example has inspired all of us, your courage, your belief in justice and standing up against the aggressions and against genocide, which this is a continuation of very clearly, is an example the world over. As the council member has this honor and privilege, it is my duty to stand up here and voice my support for Armenia and the Armenian people. In fact, it is all of our duties to join together and do what we can to bring attention and resources to this cause. 2 years ago, Azerbaijan invaded the Republic of Artsakh without provocation and violated Armenia's sovereign territory. That was a violation of all democracies on the planet. In the midst of a global pandemic, no less, the city of Los Angeles condemns Azeri aggression and these ongoing atrocities and demands a meaningful response from our federal government. Inaction thus far by our government and the rest of the world essentially welcomes Azeri dictator Aliyev to continue to commit war crimes and pursue this violent expansionism. It's time for our federal government to put its weight behind aspiring democracies like Armenia the way it has with Ukraine. We can do this by sending a message ending all U.S. military aid to Azerbaijan immediately. So, let's take a firm stand and send this belief, this imperative that we share to our federal government in Washington, D.C. as they will toil with the upcoming budget. Let's take a firm stance against dictatorship like the Aliyev regime and support aspiring democracies like Armenia and the Armenian people's inherent right to peace and prosperity in Armenia and Artsakh. An assault against democracy anywhere is an assault on our own democracy here in the United States. Let's not forget that we're all interconnected and we must stand together in solidarity. Once again, thank you, Foreign Minister Babayan and delegation, for your courage and your inspiration. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Mr. O'Farrell. Mr. Koretz?
Thank you, Madam President. Foreign Minister Babayan and special dignitaries and my brothers and sisters among the Armenian people, I stand with you today and I stand with you every day. I have fought beside you for almost 40 years in government positions, and I will continue to be your ally and your friend, and especially in the fight for Artsakh. We'll never allow for the injustice committed by Azerbaijan against the Armenian people to just go by the wayside. We will fight every day and every hour for all of us to remember and recognize the horrendous tragedies that have taken place and continue to take place against the Armenian people. The Azerbaijani government must concede that Artsakh is Armenian land, and their leaders must be tried in the international courts for their horrible and murderous acts against the Armenian people. The city of Los Angeles has long recognized the sovereignty of the Armenian people, their nation, and have maintained strong ties with Armenia and with Artsakh and with the Armenian diaspora. Our city is rich with Armenian churches and schools and other institutions, which all stand as a testament to the survival of the Armenian people. We are stronger together and unified, and we will continue to fight those who suppress the truth. We can't stand idly by as Azeri soldiers cut the ears off Armenian civilians and take them as trophies. We can't stand idly by as Azeris use phosphorus munitions to burn Armenians out of their villages. We can't stand idly by as Azeri commanders and soldiers rape, mutilate, and cut the fingers off Armenian women on video to brag to their compatriots. We must call out murderous regimes for what they are and make sure that they are known as such on the world stage. I want to thank my longtime friend and brother, Paul Krikorian, for bringing you to visit with us today, Foreign Minister Babayan, and your presence reaffirms and rejuvenates our commitment to the people of Artsakh. Please take back to your people that we, the people of Los Angeles, continue to be steadfast supporters for justice for the Armenian cause and for the Armenian people and your fight to protect your lands. We are absolutely there for you 100% and will help in any way we can.
Ms. Rodriguez?
Thank you, Madam President, and Foreign Minister Babayan, thank you so much for being here, and of course, so many friends and allies. This council, as Mr. Krikorian acknowledged, has been a strong and solid supporter of the people of Armenia and the Republic of Artsakh during the aggressions that not only transpired 2 years ago, but remain in solidarity with you all, because we know that these acts only further assault the rare and open wounds that remain as a result of the genocide. And so we remain here in solidarity with you all. In my district, we hosted a humanitarian relief effort and drive where hundreds of residents came forward with so many resources that we know that our friends and allies in Artsakh needed at the time of the aggression, from wheelchairs and clothing and blankets. We were the hub of collecting those items here in the city of Los Angeles in my district, and it was that show of support that will continue to ensue, not just in my district, but throughout the city of Los Angeles. And so we stand here in solidarity with you all and remain committed to assuring that your voices are heard and that you are continued to be seen. And so we thank you so much for your presence here today, and we wish you all tremendous strength and prayers and the tremendous blessings that are deserved for the people of Armenia and Artsakh. Thank you.
Mr. Blumenfield?
Just want to echo what my colleagues have said, and you know, as you all know, several of us together were in Artsakh, and my heart just breaks reading the news and seeing what's happening and having met the people, the amazing people there. So I'm proud to stand here in solidarity with you, with the Armenian people, and to not just offer our thoughts and prayers, but put this resolution forward and redouble our determination to work with you to find justice in the end. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Krikorian. I'm going to ask you to close, but again, we stand in solidarity with the Armenian people. We appreciate you being here, and that will continue to be the case. Thank you, Mr. Krikorian, for bringing this to us and continuing to represent the Armenian community in Los Angeles. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Madam President. I want to take a moment to thank the Armenian National Committee of America Western Region for bringing the delegation here to us and for leading Foreign Minister Babayan's visits with so many dignitaries around Southern California, and we're honored to have you here. And I want to thank you, members, for your touching and heartfelt comments, and for recognizing what we should all know and that everyone should know, which is the threat to the people of Artsakh is a threat to all of us. Every year, we recognize the Armenian genocide on April 24th. And often people think, well, why are we continuing to do this about something that happened over 100 years ago? And this is the reason, because the recognition of the genocide is not about what happened not only about what happened in 1915, it's what is being threatened today, right now, against the Armenian people. And the people of Artsakh are our bulwark against that. They are the world's defense against genocide, against war crimes, against tyranny that would wipe out this small democracy from the face of the earth. And so we are all so grateful, Mr. Babayan, to you and to the people of Artsakh for your courage, for your perseverance, for your commitment to building a democratic country in a very difficult part of the world, for representing all the best values that we stand for as Americans, and for only struggling to succeed and to live in peace in the face of violent opposition from the dictator of Azerbaijan. And so we're so grateful to you for that. We thank you for your visit. Members, thank you all very much for your comments as well.
Thank you, Mr. Krikorian. Mr. Harris Dawson, you have an introduction.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair and members. All of us are so proud of our great city, and our great city is what it is, partly because of our relationship with the country of Japan and with Japanese Americans, whether it's Boyle Heights in the 40s and 50s, or the Crenshaw District in the 50s and 60s, Little Osaka off of Sawtelle, or Little Tokyo just around the corner. So we've always had a great relationship with the Consul General's office. Many of us had relationships with Ambassador Moto. Today, I want to welcome and present to all of you the new Consul General for the Western region of the United States, Mr. Kenko Sone, who just came to us in the beginning of September. So let's welcome him to Los Angeles and to Hancock Park.
Thank you very much, Council Member Harris Dawson. My name is Kenko Sone. I just arrived in September 1st in this region, in Los Angeles. Los Angeles is one of the most important city for our bilateral relations. There are highest number of Japanese populations in this region, and also the highest number of the Japanese Americans living here. And also Japanese companies are investing. Japan is the #1 investor in this region, including our new project regarding the hydrogen project, like in our port. So we would like to expand our collaborations. I'll do my best to further enhancing our collaborations. And thank you very much. I'm looking forward to working with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilor General Sone, and welcome to Los Angeles. We look forward to working with you. Thank you very much. Councilwoman Hunt.
Good morning, colleagues. This morning I have with me Mayor Kim. Mayor Kim is the mayor of Namgu, which is a city in Korea. They are known for their energy efficiency and reaching climate goals. Mayor Kim was recently elected to serve as the Vice President of the Council of Mayors and Governors and Supervisors in Korea. We're excited to have him with us today, knowing that Koreatown has the largest concentration of Koreans outside of Korea. Let me introduce you to Mayor Kim.
Hello everyone. I am Kim Byung-nae, Mayor of Namgu, Gangju, Korea. 먼저 이렇게 뜻깊은 자리와 소중한 기회를 주신 헤더 의원님과 의장님 그리고 의원님 여러분께 진심으로 감사의 말씀을 드립니다.
First of all, I'd like to express my deepest gratitude to the
City Council members, and Ms. Heather Hart, Madam President, and the City Council members for giving me such a meaningful and valuable opportunity today.
로스앤젤레스는 미국 내 최대 한인 거주 지역으로서 큰 한인 타운이 있습니다.
That is the biggest Korea town in Los Angeles, and this city is very special for Koreans.
세계에서 가장 큰 문화 산업 도시인 이곳 로스앤젤레스와 제가 시장으로 있는 강주 남구라는 도시의 지속 성장 가능한 미래 동력 산업과 경제 지평을 확대하는 시너지 효과를 가져다 줄 것을 그 어느 때보다 뜻깊고 의미 있게 생각합니다.
Los Angeles has one of the biggest cultural industry in the world, and I believe that my visit to Los Angeles could bring synergy effects that expand the sustainable future power industry and the horizon of the economy of my city, 남구, 광주.
지금 저희 남구는 K문화 콘텐츠 산업, 영상 콘텐츠 산업 등을 육성하고 미래 산업을 위한 투자를 확대하는 전문 강주 정보문화산업진흥원이 있습니다.
In my city, 남구, 광주, there is Gwangju Information and Content Agency that specializes in nurturing K-culture content industry, video content industry, and expanding investment for the future industry to create next Squid Game.
우리는 인공지능과 빅데이터, 가상현실 등 기술의 진보에 따라서 4차 산업혁명이라는 거대한 변화의 한가운데로 나가고 있습니다.
We are moving into the midst of a huge change called the fourth industrial revolution with the advancement of technologies in artificial intelligence, big data, and virtual reality.
우리 남구는 대한민국을 대표하는 교육 도시입니다.
Namgu is the most representative city of education in Korea.
그리고 깊은 역사와 민주주의의 상징인 민주 도시입니다.
And it's a democratic city that symbolizes democracy in Korea.
한국의 아름다움을 듬뿍 품고 있는 관광의 도시이기도 합니다.
It's also a tourist city which has a lot of beauty of Korea.
이곳에 계신 분들께 한국에 방문하셔서 꼭 우리 강주 남구를 방문해 주시기를 희망합니다.
I invite everyone here to come and visit Gwangju, Namgu someday.
로스앤젤레스와 저희 남구의 많은 교류를 희망합니다.
And I hope we can have a lot of exchanges between our Namgu and Los Angeles.
소중한 시간을 내주신 의장님, 의원님 여러분께 진심의 감사의 말씀을 드립니다.
Thank you for Madam President and the council members for giving me this opportunity again.
특히 헤더 의원님께 진심으로 감사의 말씀.
Especially, I express gratitude to Council Member Heather Hart for this.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mayor Kim, I want to give you this certificate of recognition for your participation in economic development here and for your visit. And then I also have another gift that I think that you would like to commemorate your time here in Los Angeles. This is very important to Angelenos, a Dodger cap.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you.
Yes. That's right. Oh, don't mess up the hair. Yes, yes. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Nice touch, Councilwoman. Okay, and our next presentation is by Councilmember Mitchell Farrell.
Thank you, Madam President. Colleagues, we are also privileged to have cultural treasures in all of our districts. Well, one of mine is the Hollywood Japanese Cultural Institute, and they are celebrating their 75th anniversary, and that in of itself deserves a big round of applause. We have with us Aseo Masumiya, who is the HJCI president, Kimberly Matsumiya, also here. And I don't believe Linda Ikigami is here. Is that correct? No. Okay. But, well, welcome, though. We have wonderful representatives of this Cultural Institute. I'm glad to be joined by members of this institute, an amazing organization that calls East Hollywood and the 13th District home. This morning we celebrate their 75th anniversary. The Hollywood Japanese Cultural Institute was originally established in 1947 as the Hollywood Japanese Community Center. Some of the first groups who used this center were the Hollywood Gakuin, a Japanese language school, and Hollywood Buddhist Church. Hollywood Judo Dojo also began operating at the Institute in 1951. The Judo Dojo was located nearby on Westmoreland Avenue. In order to accommodate a growing number of Gakuin students and the need for more meeting space, the annex building was built in 1977. The two-story multi-purpose building was completed in 1994 to house 3 classrooms and a new home for Hollywood Judo Dojo. That is perseverance. Today, the Japanese Cultural Institute continues to be an invaluable resource, and while the pandemic created a trying and challenging time for the Institute, JCI has persevered thanks to a dedicated group of volunteers and the support of its community members. Now, therefore, we would like to congratulate and recognize the Hollywood Japanese Cultural Institute on this milestone of 75 years in the community. Oh, and I have the cert right here. So please step forward so we can celebrate you in public and take some pictures. And now I would like to invite Asao Masumiya, the president of this Cultural Institute, to say a few words.
On behalf of the Hollywood Japanese Cultural Institute, I'd like to thank President Martinez and Council Member O'Farrell for recognizing our institute for its 75th year. It was built upon the backs of our first generation Issei Japanese immigrants and their offspring, the Nisei. Like that would be my parents' generation. I am a third generation Sansei. It was through their hard work and dedicated efforts that they found a location right off the 101 freeway in Silver Lake that we called J-Flats at that time because there were numerous, up to 500 families and individuals who lived in the area, who settled there after World War II. And they dug out eucalyptus trees and vegetation in order to build our original social hall, which still stands. That was built in the 1930s. As Mitchell Farrell mentioned, subsequently other buildings, there were 2 other buildings built, the annex building to house the Japanese language school, and then the 3rd building, which is the 2-story building, housing our Judo Dojo and Gakuen, the Japanese language school. So it is with humble feelings that I will accept this recognition, and in memory of our Issei and Nisei generation who did so much to sustain our community center. And so thank you very much for the recognition.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Aseo, and congratulations to the Japanese Cultural Institute for building community in the neighborhood for 75 years. And that's the business that we all aspire to continually engage in, building our community. So congratulations and many blessings.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. Mr. Buscaino, if you can just cover for me while I do my presentation. You guys want to come up? Good morning, members. I have a very special presentation this morning, but there's a video that we like to present before I get started, so if we can cue that up, please.
How proud we are of our city. Founded by 11 Mexican families, of our native countries which gave us our roots, our culture, our language. Of our community, which still has a long way to go. Many sacrifices to make and obstacles to overcome, yet continues to accomplish great things. And with each new generation, achieves even more. We are honored by the dreams of our elders, our parents, our grandparents, who through hard work, talent, and perseverance allowed us to soar. How proud we are of our young people who fight for equality, who help their families, and who become our heroes. We celebrate all those Latinos who never gave up, who whether working the land or orbiting our planet, allow us to live and to dream. How proud we are of our mission here at KMEX, who, just like our people, started small, but we grew little by little. We pushed forward, we fought hard. And now we can clearly see an even more prosperous future. At Channel 34, we've witnessed our people thrive. We've shared in their triumphs. We've helped motivate our students, keep our families healthy, inspired the next entrepreneur, and galvanized everyone into exercising the political power that we as Latinos hold. We are absolutely certain that the first Latina or Latino U.S. president has already been born. She walks among us. He plays in our parks. She launched her first business. And when this inevitable inauguration happens, Channel 34 will be there, proudly sharing that moment with our people and the world. KMEX, Univisión 34, 60 años a su lado.
Thank you, members. Today is an important day for LA's Latino community. I cannot be overstated how important Univision has been to families across Los Angeles and the San Fernando Valley in particular. For me, the impact is personally incredibly personal for me growing up in a Spanish-speaking household, Spanish being my first language. Univision Channel 34 was a staple in my home. In Mexican households, before we even had cable, we had KMEX Channel 34. Noticiero Univision is where I fell in love with international politics, and Univision is where I got my quality time, particularly with my dad, when we watched novelas together in the 1980s. My mother was not a novelera, but my father was, and I remember when we used to watch novelas, as some of you will remember, Tuvo Nadie, Quinceañera, Teresa, El Maleficio. These were all really popular telenovelas when I was growing up, and I can still vividly remember, as if though it was yesterday, sitting with my dad as some of this drama unfolded before our very eyes on our television, and in a language that we both understood, and that was the bonding time I had with my dad. At school, I learned how to speak English, but at home, the telenovela time with my dad was everything. And at 6:30 in the evening, for the evening news, I was exposed for the first time to Latin American politics. Every day at around 6:30 after dinner, we would wait for Jorge Ramos, Maria Elena Salinas, Teresa Rodriguez to come on the screen and tell us about what was happening in Latin America and in the world. While I credit a lot of my political interest to my mom's organizing efforts at her job, at dinner time, it was Univision that really, for me, is where it really started in terms of my interest in politics. I'm so happy to recognize them here today because of my fond childhood memories of this channel, but also because of the reality of current Latinos. As the other Latino council members around the horseshoe can attest, and maybe some of the Latinos sitting in the audience, sometimes it often feels like Latinos are invisible to the majority of the mainstream media. They still aren't telling our stories, and they're not talking about the issues that are important to Latinos in Los Angeles. And this despite the fact that Latinos make up almost 49% of LA County and 39% of California. Univision stands with the minority of major outlets instead of the majority. They come into our living rooms in the mornings and in the evenings in a language that our family members, our parents can understand. They tell the stories of the Latino community and teach our young people about who we are. According to the 2020 census, Latinos account for 51% of the country's growth and almost 19% of the US population. Where other media companies have failed, Univision is helping meet the informational needs of one of the fifth population in our country. And as one of the largest, fastest growing economic groups in our country, Univision has spent the last 60 years leading the way in helping grow the economic and political empowerment of Latinos by keeping them informed. Recently, we have seen record numbers of Latinos getting sworn into Congress and other local offices. Without the empowerment of stations like KMEX, it would have taken much longer for our community to rise up. Univision is a leading Spanish language content media company in the United States, informing, entertaining, and empowering our community daily through news, sports, and entertainment content. They are reaching us across all platforms, broadcast, cable, audio, and digital, ensuring that Latinos have unfiltered access to content geared towards them and available to them no matter where they're at. Since the 1990s, when ratings began being tracked for Spanish language television, Univision has consistently ranked as a top Spanish language network in our country. As our community continues to grow, we need media companies to step up and take a page from Univision's book. But today, almost 60 years to the day since KMEX Channel 34 went on the air, we celebrate Univision's contributions to the city of Los Angeles. I want to recognize some of the people who are here from Univision, our local station, KMEX Channel 34. We have with us Alejandra Santamaria, who's the interim general manager at Univision Local Media. She's with us here today. I want to welcome her. Mayola Delgado, who's the senior director of community empowerment and communications. Fernanda Martinez, the director of social media. Marisol Torres, the director of human resources. Lucia Anguiano, the director of marketing. And Marco Flores, the president of news. They're here today with us to celebrate the past 60 years of work and the next 60 years of work that is ahead of them. I want to welcome Alejandra Santamaria to say a few words before we present her with the resolution celebrating the 60 years of Univision KMEX Channel 34.
Welcome, Alejandra. Welcome. Bienvenidos.
Thank you, Nudie. It is an honor to be here to represent the station that I grew up in much of the same way as you did, Nudie. Who would have thought that this child of immigrant Mexicanos that arrived in Los Angeles in the 60s would have been grown up, educated, and been able to run the operation that is right now with KMEX, celebrating our 60th anniversary. I don't know. The fact that our first female Latina president for LA City Council is a Latina woman is a testament to the hard work our parents did and laid foundation for us to be able to do that. But I will tell you that the North Star was Univision for our families. They became citizens because Univision told them how important it was. They actively vote because Univision told them how important that was. They put us through school because Univision told them how important it was. The trust and the bond that Univision has with the community is unparalleled and will continue to strive for generations to come. We continue to be the most watched and listened to media company in all of Los Angeles. And if you think about it, with over 50% of the population being Latino, it shouldn't be a surprise. On top of the fact that we cover and we look, our stories cover the interests of our community, and we look like the people we represent. So for the hard work that you do in this chamber, I just want to thank you on behalf of our community. The efforts that you make in language and in culture for them goes a long way. Continue to strive for their success because we are the majority and we're here to stay, and just super proud to be able to say a few words to you all and share a similar path in terms of my family. And we are all El 34. We're all Channel 34. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Madam President, we do have a couple members. Would you like to defer to the members before the presentation? Great. Ms. Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. President, and congratulations on 60 years. And I'm noticing a trend here because I don't think it's a surprise that we see so many Latinas standing behind the dais over there. No disrespect to our allies, but I think it's a testimony to the strength and the representation that is being uplifted at Univision. And Ms. Martinez, well, I didn't watch the novelas with my folks. I watched when I was visiting my grandmother, who was often watching the novelas. But it was Channel 34 similarly, where my father, who was among the first Latinos on the LA City Fire Department after the consent decree, would go to Univision to do presentations about fire safety. He was one of the few, back when the department didn't have Spanish language spokespersons. They didn't have the diversity on our LA City Fire Department. My dad was the guy who was tapped to go do all the presentations. And so that was my first real introduction to Univision, because it always played an important role to informing the households in Los Angeles and beyond, making sure, to your point, that they understood all of the important messages, whether it was the value of voting, getting an education, all of the comprehensive needs that they had and that they had to be aware of. You've always been a tremendous source of information and a valued source of information. And so I want to thank you. I know we've partnered many times in the celebrations of Latino Heritage Month and through the course of so many other important activities that we do here in the city. But you are an important partner to making sure that we're able to communicate and connect with members of our community. And so for that, I say thank you so much and congratulations on 60 years.
Thank you. Mr. Cedillo.
I'm happy to stand to wish you a happy 60th. As a Chicano, as a Mexican American, I didn't grow up with the same story. My more developed familiarity with your station began as I continued to move in public service. And that's what's most significant, is that from my first encounters with you as the head of SEIU Local 660 and our work on Proposition 187, your station inherently is about community service. It's not a side thing. It's the very DNA, it's the very nature of, it's what the architecture of Univision is. It's about community service. It's here, it's in the state, it's throughout the nation, it's the biggest network in North America. And sometimes we have to remind people that, because in this city, we are simply not seen. But we're seen, thankfully, gracias a la atención de Univision. And that service has been critical. Prop 187, voter registration, citizenship, immigration reform, driver's license, DREAM Act, all of those important issues, that information, as was indicated, was brought to our community through your station. And the duties and the obligations of good citizenship were also brought forward. 1 million people became citizens after 187. And in large part because of your efforts about the responsibility to move from being a legal permanent resident to a citizen, our obligation, our duty. And so I want to thank you for that. You see us, it's evident. Your leadership is really pronounced. I know my colleagues have the same experience. You know, in public service, we speak to the media. We have to communicate. But there's two realities here. There's one where a conversation about a driver's license for immigrant motorists, sound public policy now acknowledged by everyone as something really significant, was hostile. It was gotcha. It was very stressful. It was, hate media. And then, on the other hand, there was a desire to get information out, to be solid journalists, to be a leader in your field, in your industry, but to do so in a way of the highest levels of professionalism, and one that ultimately served the purpose of journalism, which was to simply get the information to your audience and to the community. And so for that, I applaud you. I congratulate you. 60 years, you don't look a day over 59, and I want to thank all of you. It's been a pleasure growing up with you over the last 30 years and seeing all of you elevate to your positions of leadership at the station. And again, I want to thank you for all that you've done for our community and for this city. God bless you. Happy birthday.
Thank you, Mr. Cedillo. Madam President, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. And I have to confess, I'm back to watching novelas. I was just telling Alejandra earlier that La Herencia is on every evening, and I have to watch it on demand because I get home very late. But nevertheless, I think Latin America is producing some amazing content, and you can see it by the incredible outreach that, for example, Netflix and Amazon Prime and HBO Max, and even your own digital platform, VIX Plus, is launching with some amazing content from not only Mexico, Spain, and other parts of Latin America. You're right, we're here to stay, and it's amazing acting, and kudos to folks who continue to make your station the station that we go to and the station that we trust here in Los Angeles. So to that, I want to celebrate your 60 years, and enhorabuena, y another 60 years in the future, and congratulations to Univision, KMEX, Channel 34. Thank you, members.
Let's hear it again for Univision. Felicidades, 60 years. Happy birthday. With that, I'd like to recognize Councilmember Rahman for a special introduction.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. I wanted to add to the long list of really incredible people we've had here in the chambers today and take this opportunity to introduce to everyone our office's newest fellows. If you want to rise, all of you. So we have 2 full-time California Climate Action Corps fellows, Claudia Nunn and Stephen Harris. You want to wave? And they are going to be serving with our office for 11 months through an AmeriCorps fellowship, and they're going to be working with us on wildfire resiliency and food recovery. And I'm very proud to say that of the 115 Climate Action Corps fellows that are being hosted statewide, we are the only host site that's an elected office, and that's thanks to the efforts of our staff member, Jeremy Tramer, who's also here, and I'm very proud of him and his work. We also have 4 College Corps fellows from UCLA who are serving with us part-time for the entirety of this academic year, and they're all going to be working together. So I wanted to introduce Tanaz Tufigi, Katsura Otas, Alasia Townsell, and Luis Garcia Chavez. Can you guys wave, please?
All
Thank
right,
you so
welcome.
much for coming. And they're going to be supplementing the work of the Climate Corps Fellows and all working together to make Council District 4 more climate resilient and really working with our whole team. And I'm really excited that they're here so that they could see this beautiful chambers, meet all of you, and if you see them wandering around the hallway, please do say hello and welcome them to City Hall. So thank you all. I'm so excited that you're here with us and looking forward to working with you for the rest of this year.
Thank you, Ms. Rahman, and welcome. You're going to do great work. Thank you. With that, members, let's now turn to the public comment portion of today's agenda. First up, Candido pulled cards on items 9 through 19 and general public comment.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. President. You look good up there. First of all, Candido Maris, I love the word Chicano, and I want to thank Mr. Cedillo for reminding me to be very, very proud of that. And you're absolutely right, Mr. Cedillo, community service. And item 9, it talks about restricting hours or putting limits on hours at a park. And I think that's something you folks need to go back and look at. You are destroying my community up in, on Reseda because you don't have any limits on the parking. Why can't we go back to 6, from sunset to sunrise, whatever it is, and take our communities back? Because everything that's happening there is honestly not good, not good. So please, I ask you, please give us back our communities. It's just a small twitch, and I know you guys can do it. I know you can do it, and we can take back our neighborhoods. Now let's go on to public comments. You know, I served 18 years on the CUP committee, Citizens Unit for Participation on Housing and Urban Development, dealing with the block grants. And when I see here, LA agency fails to spend $150 million, is that true? That beautiful young lady back there was the one that informed me. And is that true? Did you folks let that money get away from us? That's like a neighborhood council getting their $50,000 and sending back $49,000. You can't do that. You cannot allow that. We need that money in this city. So for that, again, I'd love to see Mr. Caruso become the next mayor. I don't know the man. I've never even spoken to the gentleman. But when you need something done, you need a specialist. And Karen Bass is a wonderful lady. I have met her. But when you need a specialist, and this city is in crisis, I believe Mr. Rick Caruso is the right man. And again, please give us back our neighborhoods. Thank you. And Mr. Fabo, I want to thank you for letting me finish my comments.
Thank you. With that, Sean Murphy, step right up. Good to see you, Sean. Sean, you pulled items 2, 4, 5, and general comment.
Yeah, welcome. I'm back at City Council. I hope things will be safer now. I've been watching, things are safe. Speaking of anniversaries, my home parish on Olympic and La Brea is celebrating 95 years as a church. I'm going to the anniversary dinner on the 17th of December. My church is going to be 95. Let's keep the streets clean, and DeSoto is still audio speedway, I call it. We need to cut these cars from speeding at night. I mean, come on, give me a break. I mean, hello, Heather. I went to LA High 40 years ago. I'd like her to know that. I'm a Roman, and that's about it. I'll see you at city councils.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank
What's a
you.
mascot of LA High? Do we know? What's a mascot?
Recently, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Come back to us on that one.
But
Thank you, Sean.
Moody was the basketball coach in the 80s, and Mr. Ball was the principal.
Good memory, Sean. Thank you. Dr. Truthbay, you're up. Dr. Truthbay? Pulled cards on items 8, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19. And general public comment.
Okay. First off, I want to give my condolences to the Artsakh Republic for them going through the genocide, Armenia, the support that Armenia needs as well. Of course, it's not a subject that we know too much about, but I'm glad to see that LA City is in solidarity with happening. Now, Heydar Ilham Aliyev. He is the Azerbaijan, did I say it correct, Mr. Blumenfield, tyrant president. And you know who reminds me of them? Lhasa. Lhasa, the tyrants, who have since 1994 been taking $150 million and sending it back to funding. Who knew about this? Who knew about this? Which city council knew about the $150 million that they sent back? While we are showing solidarity for countries in distress, no shade to the Artsakh Republic or the Ukrainian Republic, but can we have a few $1 million to help solve the homeless crisis right here in our backyard? It's just a simple question. I need to know who of the city council knew about this. Where is Wendy Jane Gruhl and her fabulous son Timothy, who has 30 years of money making sure their families and your families are okay, but I can't even service my homeless clients who need housing. I can't give them keys. We can't even match them to a bridge housing in time. Just a little few things. Farbo, did you know about the 150 before you interrupt my public comment, sir? I'm on topic. I'm on topic. I need you to cut the check. I'm gonna need you to cut the check. Okay, KWF bank account number 325-137-951-040 is the account number, routing number 121-000-358, including the $1.7 million MRT has. That's a total of $151 million that we're requesting the city to recognize KWF as the COC recipient, the CFDI recipient to replace the garbage you call Lhasa. So Molly Reisman stated that she blamed the problem on what she called HUD's rigid and complex funding system, which we have a meeting with them in about a half an hour concerning this funding. We're requesting the County of Los Angeles and the City of LA to please name the people of Lhasa, since you guys created this entity, who gave back $150 million and who had HUD received it, right? So the Hilton Foundation has given millions of dollars to Lhasa, and Mr. Lee, who uses Lhasa, and many of you who use Lhasa, I'm wearing black today because I'm mourning the death of Lhasa. In adjournment, I want you to end with Lhasa and begin with KWF, who does the work and gets no support from black faces, white faces, Armenian faces, Asian faces. We just want to house the homeless, so cut the check.
Thanks. Thank you.
I'm gonna need you to cut the check. Thank you.
Next up is Quirino.
Michael Moeto, Solar Impact, we're
Thank you
working
so
with
much.
him, so cut the check.
Quirino Day. Two, 5, and general public comment.
So, my name is Carino Della Cuesta. I'm from Van Nuys, and I want to speak about the tree. I guess it's the one about the program, and I maybe want to suggest to do a adopt a tree program as far as getting people to plant trees and to be educated and also to maintain it, just to be more connected. because I think tree is part of our lives, and I think people would be more open and more educated as far as that. I could go to the other item with the EV. Has the city ever considered converting gas-powered vehicles into electric? Because I think we could always, repurpose our vehicles, our things that, to move more in a sustainable manner. Am I done?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, though.
Oh, can I, public comment?
So that actually was it. 2 and 5 were not open for comment, so we let you just talk about it in general.
Oh,
So,
am I it?
Yeah, you're done.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you. Donald Harlan, please come up. 1 minute for general public comment.
Oh, I wanted a minute for agenda item number 1, number 7, and the general comment. I know that you guys already voted on.
Item 1 was already voted on, sir.
Yeah, so they've been voted on, but you can talk about them in general. So we'll set the clock for a minute, and you can talk about them and anything else related to the city.
Great, that's not really enough time. Agenda item number 1, the county assessor report says the hospital doesn't own a lot of the lots that they have developments on. That's the San Vicente Hospital. That there's a problem that they're claiming the lots around them by adjusting the addresses. They do an assessor report for one street on one address and a street on another street, and it's the same property. They're just moving stuff around. There's a big problem with certain developers who specialize in building hospitals, illegally developing property and building hospitals all over the city. Also, agenda item number 7, 6501 South Sepulveda Boulevard. This is Steve Cohn and Alan Cohn. This property looks like money laundering, that this property's been sold and resold again and again. There's a question if they own that property. I have a problem with these Cohn family all over the city, them trying to claim my properties and illegally developing my property.
Thank you so much.
Their names appear repeatedly
Mr. Harley. Your
in
time's up.
real estate fraud.
Ane Castillo, please come forward. Ane Castillo.
This is Steve Cohn and Alan Cohn.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
If their name appears on
Thank you, sir. Have a
anything,
good
they
rest
need
of
to
the
be
weekend.
stopped.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for joining us. Ane, you have 1 minute for general public comment.
Yes, hi, good morning. Right now, we would like, the Kenyan Warriors Foundation would like the homeless deputies, Sarah Tanberg, Christian Tafoya, Matthew Chavez, and President Nuri Martinez to work with us. I have a couple of some documents for you guys to look through. I would like to know who from LASA sent the money back to HUD and who from HUD received the money, and why this money was sent back. It's horrendous to see that money is being sent back, knowing that there's still people out in the streets suffering. People are dying every day. People are in need of homes. People are hungry. They're stealing. They go into the Starbucks and steal the tips to try to get some food. It's crushing and tragic.
Thank you, Ms. Castillo. Thank you for your testimony.
But yeah, we
Thank you. Your
really
time is
want
now
you guys
up.
to do your job and get to the bottom
you.
of this
Thank
and
you
work
so
with
much.
us.
Appreciate
Thank
you
you
being here. Anne Marie Ote, please come forward. Is Anne Marie Ote here? Okay, I don't see Miss Ote. Holly Rawlings. Holly Rawlings. Good morning. Welcome. General public comment, 1 minute.
My name is Haley Rowland. I'm from California.
Move closer to the mic so that we can hear you.
My name is Haley Rowland. I'm from California. I'm trying to be part of the LASA program, and I've been waiting for like my voucher, and I have no idea what's going on. It's starting to prolong. Like the case managers from helping me to where I can't go to get services from other places because it's like issues with them as well. So I'm not sure like what you guys are doing, but people really need these vouchers. They're looking for housing. Like I have a full-time job and everything, but I just cannot get housing. So If you guys can help, that would be great. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Kelly Clift, our last speaker, Kelly Clift.
Good morning, City Council. Please consider investigating City Attorney Los Angeles controllers. Please investigate Kelly A. Cliff versus Michael Moore, Los Angeles Police Department Police Chief. Kelly A. Cliff versus Los Angeles District Attorney's Office, etc. All. Kelly A. Cliff versus Franchise Tax Board. Please investigate the city attorney comp controllers. My mother, Luberta Cliff, is very much alive. The Department of Aging should be made aware of that. I inform agencies regarding information. However, because of Kelly A. Cliff versus Michael Moore, LAPD Police Chief lawsuits, sometimes my information is set aside. My mother, Luberta Cliff, is alive. Walter Cliff, my father, was murdered. Worked for the city of Los Angeles for over 31 years. Luberta is alive. Please support the suppression of the genocide has unfortunately occurred in the state of California.
Thank you.
Thank you, and that was the last speaker, so we're gonna go ahead and close public comment for today's meeting. Members, let's go ahead and vote on items 4, 9 through 12, item 13 as amended by Mr. Buscaino, and items 14 through 18. Madam Clerk, please open the roll. Close the roll and tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
Okay, let's move on to item number 2. This was called special by Mr. O'Farrell for comments.
Madam President, thank you so much. A year ago, August, I introduced our electric vehicle master plan initiative, and it was adopted by council. And I want to thank Mr. Krikorian for co-presenting this and support from this council. This is the periodic report on our established policy and progress. This council adopted my electric vehicle master plan for the first time ever, which provides a citywide policy resulting in an organized multi-year plan to electrify the city fleet, including proprietary departments. I'd like to thank everyone again for your support. I especially want to thank Streets LA, who has really taken the charge, literally, and done some great work in pushing the city toward electrification, along with climate resiliency, and then our collective imperative and policy to reach 100% renewable energy by 2035. The electric vehicle master plan fits in with that imperative, and we've just had another hot summer and a heat wave in late September, so climate change is upon us. And it's good to always remember that, because that's what this imperative is all about, making sure that our city is livable well into the future. We had a discussion on this item in committee, and I'm happy to see it come to council. With this plan, the city will electrify its fleet and provide EV charging options for the public while continuing to lead on rebates and incentives, which number in the tens of millions. And along with the just transition, the electric vehicle master plan has a just transition incorporated into it as well, so that electric vehicle charging stations will be available for communities that have been traditionally overlooked and underfunded. Already, this city of LA is leading the way, and I want to make sure Angelenos really understand that. Just recently, Fire Station 82 in Hollywood, in my district, the 13th district, received the Western Hemisphere's first all-electric fire rig. That's an enormous accomplishment in and of itself. It had to be imported from Europe where it was constructed. So I want to make sure that we can incentivize American companies to get into the business of building electric service vehicles like fire engines. It's a pilot project. It also comes with its own battery and storage capabilities. We're going to learn so much just from this one fire rig, which is currently in use. This stuff, getting to clean energy, is hard, it's complex, a lot of moving parts, a lot of potential partners who are sometimes resistant or don't understand. It takes a lot of work. It's going to cost money, requires our attention, but we can do it because the plan exists. Our collective focus and collaboration with the private sector will be needed. That is critical to our success in achieving renewable energy by 2035. We cannot do this without the private sector, which is why I travel to Sacramento on a regular basis, why I have the relationship with our state treasurer, and I'm working with her on her financing committees that will incentivize private companies to transition into clean energy generation themselves. So very important, especially with this electric vehicle component of this transition. Let's be very clear. The city will only get to our decarbonization goal if we have the willingness and the patience to do the work and fund the costs. And there are a myriad of ways to fund the costs. The federal government has given us a lot of help with the climate bills that have been passed. The Inflation Act that was passed a month or so ago. Those funds will help us access and further define the path to clean energy and electric vehicle capability. So it's a combination of federal funds and locally generated funds, and just the impetus to take this as the moral imperative that it is. And climate change and mitigating the effects of climate change is a moral imperative for this and all future generations. Nothing could be more serious that we do on this council. So I ask for an aye vote and all of your collaboration moving forward on the electric vehicle master plan. 100,000 charging stations in just over 7 years. And by 2025, well over 30 up to 40,000 electric vehicle charging stations across the city on private and public lands. It's coming, and with your aye vote, this will help us achieve this goal. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. O'Farrell. Seeing no other members on the queue, let's go ahead and vote on this item. Open the roll. Close the roll and tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
Okay, let's move on to items 5 and 8. Mr. Koretz, you called both of these items special. You want to go ahead and speak on 5 and go into 8?
Yes. Item 5, I appreciate you hearing this item today, Madam President, and I appreciate Councilmember O'Farrell for his ongoing and strong leadership on all climate and energy issues. As I drive around the city of Los Angeles, I notice that our trees are more and more struggling. We see leaves turning brown, we see broken branches, we see trees that have fallen over. And this is not just because of our drought. We're not really in a drought. We're in an ongoing, permanent era of water scarcity. And if we don't protect our tree infrastructure and come up with a strong plan and enlist the help of all Angelenos, we will lose most of our trees. And we need them for habitat protection, we need them for shade, we need them to reduce the heat of our city. And so it's critical that we get this message out, that we need all Angelenos to join us in this effort and to partner in saving our vital tree infrastructure. So I ask for your support on that, fellow council members, and also wanted to flag the Westwood Village specific plan and an additional technical amendment, which represent the hard work and collaboration of many neighborhood councils, stakeholders, my staff, and planning and city attorney's office. This will help revitalize Westwood Village, which is desperately in need of addressing the chronic retail vacancy issue. I'm committed to ensuring that the businesses in this community are given an opportunity to thrive and that barriers to entry are dramatically reduced for new businesses. These specific plan amendments will bring changes, large and small, to the project review and permitting process in Westwood. I believe the new sign standards will be applied with thought and care, similar to the same thought and care that the Westwood Design Review Board members have applied and worked so hard on over the past 30 years. I want to thank all of the Design Review Board members for their hours of hard work and careful review over the years and of this change as well. I want to thank the Westwood Village Improvement Association and UCLA for their partnership and support of Westwood Village, the Westwood and North Westwood Neighborhood Councils, and the Westwood Community Council. And once adopted, the specific plan amendments will open an important next chapter for the success of Westwood Village, and I ask for your support.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Koretz. Let's go ahead and vote on item number 5. Please open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
Okay, let's move on to item number 8 as amended by Mr. Koretz. Open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
Okay, at this time, members, let's go ahead and recess our regular meeting and start our special meeting. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Thank you, Madam President. And if I just may state for the record, the ordinances for items 1 and 8 will be held over for a second reading to Friday, October 7th. Blumenfield. Bonin. Absent. Buscaino. Absent. Cedillo. Thank you. De Leon. Absent. Harris Dawson.
Present.
Hutt.
Here.
Koretz.
Present.
Krikorian. Absent. Lee. Absent. Back to Krikorian.
Aye.
Thank you. Lee. Absent. Martinez.
Present.
O'Farrell.
Present.
Price. Absent. Rahman.
Here.
Rodriguez. And back to Bonin. Absent. Buscaino. Absent. De Leon. Absent. Lee. Absent. Rodriguez. And Councilmember Rodriguez. 10 members present and a quorum, Madam President.
Great, thank you. At this time, I don't see any speakers for public comment on this item. Is that correct?
That would be item 19 on today's special agenda, for which public hearing has not been held, but there are no speakers.
Okay, seeing no speakers, at the request of Mr. Price, I want to move that we adopt the CAO report for item 19. Let's go ahead and vote on that as moved. Let's go ahead and open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
10 ayes.
There's been also a request to send this forthwith.
Thank you, yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and adjourn the special meeting and return back to our regular meeting. And Madam Clerk, what's before us now?
Thank you. There is also a request to send items 10, 11, and 12 on the regular agenda forthwith.
Okay, without objection, that will be the order.
Thank you. Council has motions for posting and referral.
Those are posted and referred. Members, are there any announcements? Members, any announcements? Seeing no announcements, can we all rise for adjourning motions? I'm going to start on my left. Are there any announcements to my left? Mr. Cedillo?
Memoriam. Ready? Colleagues, born August 15th, 1945 in Alba Dulce, a very small rancheria of Las Cruces, Cuquio, Luz Ramona Lozano Agredano began her journey. In the mid-20s, after several years of courtship, she married who would be her life partner, Senor Jose Agredano Gonzalez, in Guadalajara in 1968. The young couple migrated to Southern California, as many did during that time period, working several odd jobs as farm workers and in the service economy. During the years of the Chicano moratorium, the couple settled in East Los Angeles, and then they gave birth to Felipe Emmanuel Agredano, a very well-known activist in our community. That single act forever solidified them here in this country. In their 30s, Luz Ramona was a successful businesswoman, a CEO, and ran a multi-million-dollar family business, managing several properties and assets, and they were handled by her and her family. This provided an opportunity for her and her children to develop their educational opportunities. She was the CEO of her family business and at the same time being a Latina mom. She retired from the business in 1998. She became a citizen along with her son Obed. She volunteered in several campaigns, and I cannot thank her enough. During that time period, a very exciting period, she was a volunteer in my campaign and the campaign also of Antonio Villaraigosa. Later, she met incredible health challenges, which she was very courageous in fighting. In 2010, she was really confronted with a lot of challenges, and in 2018, sadly lost her husband at the age of 74. That was a setback for her that was really difficult. During COVID, she celebrated her 75th birthday, surrounded by her family, Felipe, Dr. Obed, Denise Nanette, and her granddaughter Delia Rose Harris, as well as other families and friends. She celebrated her 77th birthday at home with mariachis, surrounded by her children and grandchildren. She spent her final years relaxing at home, surrounded by her family, and we lost her this August 22nd, 2022. She will be forever remembered as the center of her family, an activist, parts of SEIU and their home care workers' effort, and then for all the years that she volunteered. It's no reason that her son, Felipe, is such a civic leader that he is. It would be impossible to be otherwise coming from that household. And so may she rest in peace, and may God give grace to her family.
Thank you, Mr. Cedillo, and our condolences go out to Felipe, who is a friend of mine, and to the rest of the family. Thank you, Mr. Cedillo. Any other adjourning motions, members? Seeing no other adjourning motions, our meeting is adjourned.
To get these cooling units. She's very thankful, and this is going to come in handy with the hot weather.
All right. They say short speeches win elections, so I'm voting for you, Maria. Carolina Aceves, Por favor, también, gracias por su presencia. Me gustan tus zapatos.
Muy buenos días a todos ustedes. Pues muchas gracias, que me cayó muy bien este aire. Mi muchacho está malo del corazón, y es muy pesado cuando está haciendo mucho calor. Esta semana que hizo demasiado calor, nos veníamos a refugiar aquí al centro de seniors todo el día, porque no tenemos aire. Gracias a todas las personas que me lo donaron. Cuando llegaba a mi casa y estaba a más de 110 grados, era un horno porque yo vivo en el segundo piso. Y en la noche era demasiado caliente. Muchas gracias por habernos dado el aire y gracias a don Ricardo, gracias a todos. Y pues hoy sí vamos a estar frescos. Muchas gracias.
She's very thankful for the clean units. She has a son that has a heart problem, so receiving this is going to be very helpful. During the hot weather, they were actually would come to the senior center, and having these units is going to be very helpful at home.
Thank you. Thank you. Muchas gracias, Carolina, también. Finally, Veronica did make it, so we are so pleased that she'll close it out. We are getting this word out through all of you, and thank you to the press for being here and getting that word out to everybody, but also working with extraordinary community groups who can identify those folks who are in greatest need, who they work with every single day. So thank you, Veronica, for your longtime service to the city as a commissioner, for leading Pacoima Beautiful, and for navigating LA traffic to be here today. Veronica Padilla.
Good morning, buenos días. Mucho gusto estar aquí. I'm very pleased to be here. Sorry for being late. Pacoima Beautiful is an environmental justice organization, and we service the entire Northeast San Fernando Valley. And we've had the pleasure of partnering with DWP for a lot of years now, really supporting community members to sign up for programs, different incentives, programs like the refrigeration exchange program, community solar, Exchange Your Right, just a various list of incentives that community members can sign up for. And many times community members are not aware of these incentives that are for them. So Pacoima Beautiful has a great team of community members that are out there supporting them to sign up. Maybe some people don't have internet and can't sign up for things, or maybe they're just a little intimidated by the whole process, and Pacoima Beautiful is there to support them. And so just really glad that we're here today. This is yet another program that we are partnering with DWP and the city. So thank you, Mayor, and DWP for this support. You heard from some of our community members that we help sign up to these programs. And my hope for them is that they can use these units and they don't have to compromise whether they're going to think about their health and their well-being and staying cool, or if they're going to regret it later for turning it on because their bill is too high. So my hope is that this is going to help them. They're going to improve their livelihood, and they're just going to be able to, live healthy and safe lives. So this is one of many steps I think that we will be taking together, and look forward to continuing for more years in partnership and supporting our community members that need it most. So thank you.
Great job. You too. Thank you. And remember, starting Monday, you can sign up to have the same bill every month. That is also equally, if not bigger news than just the air conditionings as well. All right. Well, thank you all for coming this morning. Appreciate it. Sign up. Go to ladwp.com/cool-LA. We'll see you there. Thanks, everybody. Stay cool.
Hi, my name is Amanda Charles. I'm the librarian 3 at Teenscape. Teenscape is the library within Central Library that serves teens and young adults aged 12 to 19. When we opened in 1998, we were the first public library dedicated space for teens. We have over 4,000 square feet of space with a collection of over 30,000 items. We act as ambassadors to the rest of the collection for young adults. There may be some teens who are reluctant to approach a librarian in the art department. They are unaware that they can make an appointment and view materials in special collections, and so we'll often be the ones to reach out and help make that that connection and introduce them to that collection. The item I brought today is it's a book. It's not rare. It's not unusual. It's called Korematsu v. the United States, World War II Japanese American Internment Camps. It's part of a series on important Supreme Court decisions. I chose it because the Supreme Court is in the news a lot right now, and there's a lot of talk about how important it is to choose the right justice. Korematsu v. the United States is an example of what can happen when the Supreme Court goes wrong and how it can have tragic effects on the lives of American citizens. So if a teen came to me and they wanted to know why the Supreme Court mattered, I might choose a book from this series and offer that to them. But the thing I really wanted to point out about this book is that it has this yellow and red YA sticker on the spine. You will find books with the YA sticker on the spine sprinkled throughout the collections everywhere in Los Angeles Public Library system. However, at Teenscape, every single one of our books, all 10,000 of our nonfiction books, all 10,000 of our fiction books, our graphic novels, our manga, everything has this young adult sticker because everything in our collection is dedicated to young adults. We're where students come and learn to be researchers, and I'm really proud of that. Thanks.
There are things in every city that speaks to the heart and soul of every community. In San Francisco, it is the Golden Gate Bridge. In Chicago, it's the Beam. In New York, it is the Statue of Liberty. In South Los Angeles, it's the Watts Towers. Hi, my name is Rosie Lee Hooks. I'm director of the Watts Towers Arts Center campus. Come visit the Watts Towers Arts Center campus where you'll see exhibitions, the Watts Towers of Simon Ordia, our garden studio with turtles and tortoises and California natives. This massive man-made sculpture is made of steel, covered with mortar, and embellished with mosaic tiles, glass, clay, shells, and rocks. The Watts Towers are truly unique and receive cultural heritage monument status from the City of Los Angeles in 1963. Like the community, the Watts Towers have a strong foundation and recycles different types of materials to create something breathtakingly beautiful. The Watts Towers Arts Center is a guardian of the Watts Towers. It provides programs designed for cultural enrichment and museum and art education to the Los Angeles community and the world at large. With the recent adoption of the South Los Angeles and Southeast Los Angeles community plans, the Watts Towers Arts Center community will continue to shine and serve as the pulse of the community.